Welcome to this week's team call. I wanted to go over today about running effective challenge groups. I know there's a lot of new people within the team, so I thought that this would be a great topic, especially going with Team Cup. I mean, we already got our groups going on this month, which is great, but for following months in March and so on and so forth. So a couple announcements before then. I have things wrote down. The Q&A for the open house is tonight within Rocket Nation. So if you are in there, you have people in there, make sure you tag them in the Q&A post so that they can ask their best questions and they can win a prize for the best question that is asked. Starts at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and it'll go for 30 minutes. So anyone who asks a question in that time, they will, be entered in, and the diamonds of Rocket Nation get to determine what the two best questions were. So it's a great way to get them engaged. Plus, if you're newer, it helps you to learn a lot too. That's what I did when I first started. I didn't answer any questions. I just basically read all of the answers and the questions to learn more. So it was a great way for me to do that. Also, I don't know if you saw, but the new Shakeology sampler is out. So it has all of the flavors. So now there's a total of 7 flavors, so 1 flavor a day. So a whole week of Shakeology, and whoever orders that gets to try every single flavor, which is awesome. So maybe in the future, I've always thought about doing it, but I haven't yet, maybe doing a Shakeology sampler group where everyone tries a sampler and tries each flavor of Shakeology. I've never ran one. I know of other coaches who have. So maybe a good option, but I'm excited for it because some people just don't know what flavor to try. And they're hesitant on buying a whole bag or a box of packets when they don't know what flavor is going to fit them best. Also, Team Cup is in full swing. We are already almost halfway through the month, which is awesome, and there's already some people on the board, which is great. There's still a lot of time left if you aren't, and I am excited. I know there's a lot of people who have people lined up, and it's just a matter of timing, people with taxes and everything else. So congrats to Erica and Rachel and I, because we are all on the board with 2 points as of right now. We're all shooting for Success Club 5. Everyone that's on a Team Cup is at least, Success Club 5 minimum. Let's see. I don't know if you've also seen the Rocket Nation Leadership retreat, which will be in 2017, but they announced that it'll be in Jamaica, which is awesome. I've never been to Jamaica, so you have to be at least a 1-star diamond, which if you're pushing for it right now, you are totally going to be there. You have to qualify by the end of the year. But if you're pushing and you are rank advancing at least every quarter, you would be there. So, and really, it's all paid for. Everything that they're doing is paid for. The only thing you have to pay for is to get there. So other than that, that's a great way. I was going to go this last year. They had it in Florida, but unfortunately, I missed it with everything else going on around that time. Let's see. And then, and the new Challenge Tracker app is going to be released to all the rest of the coaches on the 15th of this month, which is awesome. I've been playing around with it a little bit. I can't run my own group on it yet, obviously, until the 15th, which I'll probably start running groups on there starting for March. So my first group in March, I'll use the Challenge Tracker app. Basically what it is, if you haven't watched the short video of it, it's basically the same format as Facebook. So you can you can comment, you can post pictures, you can add filters to your pictures, just kind of like Instagram as well. And it sets reminders. So it'll remind you to work out. Did you do your workout today? Did you drink your Shakeology? You can schedule posts, I learned, just like you can with Postcron for your challenge groups. The people that, you want to invite to your challenge group or want to be in your challenge group, basically you'll come up, you can email them, or you can give them a code for that group. So an invitation code that you would make as a coach. I believe it's mychallengetrackerapp.com. Like on the 15th, you'll be able to set up your own groups and set a code and everything for your group. I'm still learning as I'm going, but Tisha and Brian were able to get it before the 15th. So I'm in their group right now, so I'm kind of playing around with it. You can post your before pictures, your after pictures, keep updates on your measurements. You can select, what you share with your coach or with the group. It's really awesome. And I think it's going to, you can set reminders for your phone. So say you were really busy that day and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I forgot to check in or whatever. So I am in love with it because, you're not going to have so many groups on Facebook that way, and it'll all be on your phone. So anyone who's out and about is like, oh, here's a selfie. I did my workout or whatever. And they can check in easier that way. They don't have to log on to Facebook. But other than that, that was really it for announcements and updates. So how to run effective challenge groups. You may want to take notes or you can listen to the replay. I am recording this. But I wanted to go over this. So what is exactly a challenge group? A challenge group is basically a small community of everyone who's striving to reach their goals, whether that's to gain weight, lose weight, maintain their weight, or just be healthier and happier and whatever their goals may be. With that, they get within the groups, they get the ultimate accountability to reach their goals. They get your support. They get value and advice from you as their coach, and you lead them to reaching their goals. And this is where people get the best results because, they realize they're not doing this alone. They have you and they have everyone else in the group for that support. It's also a great way for them to feel safe in sharing what their struggles are and what they're going through. Not normally people would post their struggles on their personal page with, maybe they have a health issue or maybe they are just really struggling with a certain area, whether or not it's what they're eating or whatever it may be. And it's a great way to get encouragement for them along their journey, but not only that, rewards as well. If you do award anyone in your group, maybe a Shakeology shaker cup or maybe some Shakeology packets, whatever it may be. But other than that, let's see. Some people, they're called challenge groups, but, a lot of people don't understand what a challenge group exactly is. So one of the things that I've liked to call it in the past and even up until now is just a fitness accountability group. A lot of people recognize that a little bit better. Challenge group, everyone's like, what's that? So if you say fitness accountability group, it's more in simple terms a little bit. People are like, oh, so it's an accountability group or a support group. So do you need to run a challenge group? I would say yes. Any successful coach runs their own challenge groups. If you're just getting started, that's okay. You can co-run with your coach. Both of you can tag team a group, or you can co-run one with me if you're not very comfortable with running it all by yourself yet. There are challenge group guides, which are awesome. They're copy and paste, and you can make it to fit you. So with the copy and paste too, if you have a very busy schedule, I suggest getting Postcron or a post scheduler. With Postcron, that's the only one I'm very familiar with, and you get 10 free posts that you don't have to pay any monthly fee or anything like that. So if you schedule 10 posts, Postcron will allow you to do that without having to pay anything. And I did that for the longest time. I'd schedule one post a day for a week, and then that was only 7 posts. And then, let's see. So, and the other reason I would say to run your own group too is because that's where people connect with you better. It's more one-on-one coaching. They get value from you. And not only that, your business is going to be a direct reflection of the number of people you are helping. So this helps you to see, kind of in a sense every month how many people you are helping, or you know, how many people that are finding value from you. And then the rock stars in your group turn out to be awesome coaches as well. So if you have someone who's very consistent in posting and they're sharing their journey, I would always invite them to the business because they are already doing what you're doing. So let's see, all right, so how often would you run a group? This is totally up to you, but I would say at least one a month. I typically do mine. This month I ran 2. Well, I'm going to be running 2. One starts on the 15th, but typically I only do 1 a month, starting on the first Monday of the month. So the first Monday of March, I'll be running another one, and I'll run it for 30 days. So within that month, I'll invite people to it. If they come in halfway through, that's okay. Or I will also invite them to my free group if they're not ready for a 30-day group. And that way, when I do set that date, I can start inviting 2 weeks prior to that group to get people in there, because it's going to take at least 5 to 7 business days typically for someone to receive everything in the mail. You know, a lot of people don't pay for the, you know, 1 to 3 day shipping. So typically it's 5 to 7 days. So they'll receive it within a week. But so promoting it 2 weeks out, you know, think about the posts that you have on Facebook, you know, little hints in there about your group or, you know, about your workouts or about your shakes. And then, you know, call to action posts. So basically, you know, inviting, you know, hey, I'm looking for 5 women who are looking to lose an average of 5 to 10 pounds within 3 weeks. Something like that. I mean, it can be more elaborate, more about what your group is, but, you know, that's more of a call to action post when you're inviting someone specifically like that. And then, does everyone need to be doing the same program? I say no. Some people you can, like say you have everyone in your group is going to be doing the 21-day fix since that's on sale. That's awesome. So maybe you could gear it towards the 21-day fix specifically. But I find that, you know, having it kind of open for any program is awesome too, because you get that variety. And plus that means I'm not singling someone out for not having the 21-day fix. You know, anyone can be a part of the group as long as they have a program. Not only that, I like to do, let's see, I find that everyone who does the same program, you know, that would be more specific for them. But I find that when I've ran my open groups, it's more variety. So someone's like, oh, I've never heard of that program before. So then you can open up into other sales in the future. If they get tired of their program and they want to try something else, they've already been exposed to that from someone else who has been doing that program too. And then if someone wants to join but doesn't want to buy, now this is totally preference, up to you. When I first started out, I ran groups for anyone and everyone. And it was basically, if you want to be in there for support, that's awesome. I will add you, you know, so I got as many people as I could in there. Anyone who said yes, whether or not they had a program, I didn't care at that time. We're, you know, basically bottom line, we are here to help people. So that support from you is awesome. I have changed it now because I do have so many people that I talk to. I keep my free groups for those who aren't ready to buy something. Because I find that for me now, you know, people who aren't ready to invest in themselves with a program, or they can't yet, they're still going to get that value from me in a free group, but they just aren't going to have that program or the nutrition from Shakeology. So I run my monthly groups for those who are at least having, you know, using a program, using Shakeology or the Performance Line or even Beachbody On Demand. If someone's not willing to do Beachbody On Demand, even with a 30-day free trial, I don't know what else to tell you, because that is like, you know, if someone's not able to afford something and yet they're still not willing to do the 30-day free trial, they're not willing to invest in themselves. And maybe it's just not that important to them, like they want to, but it's just not as important to them. But I give them that option too if they want to be my free, or not my free group, but my monthly group, and they're not willing to invest in anything else. I always offer the Beachbody on Demand at the end, kind of basically, because, you know, that's like my last resort for the group. Like, well, you know, and I set that expectation early. Like, my groups are for those who are using a Beachbody program or Shakeology and all of that. So if they aren't using that, then they can still be a part of my free groups, but this is what my monthly group is for. Are you muted, Alexandra?
No, I was just messing around. I didn't.
Oh, okay. No problem. So other than that, you know, and that's the other thing, you want to set that expectation early. So if someone, you know, you have your monthly group started, you've set your date, you have gotten people in there, so you want to set the expectations. So kind of what I do is, you know, I expect everyone to post daily, to check in, to share their workouts, to motivate and help others and participate. You know, it's kind of a weird group if you're the only one participating, right? It's like I'm talking to a brick wall. So, you know, you want to set that expectation early, what you want from them out of the group and what's going to better help them in getting their results, because that's what they are there for. So I let them know that up early. I took a lot of notes, guys. I guess I took more than I thought. And how to keep engagement. So this is one of the things I've kind of learned along the way, was how to keep engagement. My first group flunked, okay? I was kind of like, you know, I heard from Tisha, my coach, and she was like, you know, if you're looking to run a group, you know, and you're looking to grow your business, then you need to run a group. I was like, all right, I'm doing it, right? I didn't know what I was doing. I was just kind of jumped in, like, okay. My first group, I had some people who participated, and then it just kind of fell off, right? So, you know, setting that expectation, that helps to build that engagement as well. But, you know, posting daily for you, you know, if you're setting those expectations, you need to be following those expectations you set for your group, right? So you need to, you know, say you want everyone to check in every day. You want to be posting daily, you know, what you did that day, whether, you know, maybe it was a rest day, that's okay. Maybe it was a meal you ate, or, you know, your workout, your Shakeology, that kind of thing. Share your journey with them as well, and they'll be more likely to share theirs. Posting daily also with the group guidelines, you're going to want to be giving value to your group. So mine, I like quotes. That's what works for me. Maybe it's just more your story. I do that periodically too. Like, sometimes like what I struggled with or what others have struggled with, and something that helps me get through that. So leading by example is one of the biggest ones. And then also checking in with them behind the scenes. So maybe they're already in your group, but you also need to check in on them periodically with a private message and just be like, hey, how is everything going? Simple and easy. And then a lot of people open up that way. Like, you notice people that have fallen off, they haven't participated, or, you know, you notice that they're seeing your posts, but they're not saying anything. I will, you know, message them and just be like, hey, how is everything going? Like, how is the 21-day fix, or how is Shakeology? You know, just simple. And they kind of open up that way. Some people aren't willing to share that with everyone else in the group, but they'll be willing to share it with you. Kind of like a group chat that we had yesterday for Team Cup. I had someone asking me about Shakeology and hormones. So, like, she didn't want to post that in the group, which is fine. And she's like, I know you're a girl, so it's okay. But you know, things like that. So other than that, what is the next step when your group is over? So you've ran a group for a whole month. You know, what do you do after that? You invite them to your next group. So they've already been in group. They already know kind of what it's like. You can follow up with them, ask them how it was, ask them, you know, if they finished like the 21-day fix or another program like Size within that month, then you can ask them, you know, have you thought about, what program would you like to do next? Or do you want to do that one over again? Or, whatever it may be, you can talk to them about that program. Also, following up with them and inviting them, if they were a rock star in a group, this is the perfect time to invite them to be a coach if you haven't already. By the time your group is over, typically I would have already reached out to them and be like, hey, you're already doing what I'm doing. Or I would have already invited them to open house as well within that time if I've noticed that they've already been a rock star in the group, right? So other than that, you invite them to the next group, and then you get them in the next group, and then it keeps compounding. So each month that you run a group, typically you have more people. So you may not have a ton of people at the beginning, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. The first group I ran, I had like 10 people, if that, and I was like, all right, 10 people. It doesn't seem like a lot, but that compounded over time. Now I'm having about 50 people each month. I've had one group, one free group that's been over 300 people. So it just depends. And it, over time it builds on that. So other than that, that was really it about challenge groups. Do you guys have any questions about groups?
Do you ever get frustrated with like people that just want to keep doing free groups forever?
Yes, I do. I'm not gonna lie, I do. And that's one of the things. I have people who I've talked to for months and months and months, okay? And all they want to do is free groups. Like, I will have people message me, when are you running a free group next? And that's why I didn't run a free group at the beginning of this month, because I was like, I'm having all these people asking me when I'm going to run the next free group. And I was like, well, I'm not running one right now, but I will be soon. But I was like, I'm not running one now, but I'm running my monthly group that's starting on the 15th. Would you like to be a part of that? I know we've talked about it in the past. So things like that, it happens. Some people aren't willing to invest. Some people aren't, some people would rather just get everything for free, right? And it's just kind of how they are. But I have people like that too. I have a ton of them. And it can be frustrating, but I think what the biggest thing is, that's why I've been sharing so much about my monthly groups, because I want them to see that my monthly groups are much more than just those free groups. Like, it's on a much higher scale, and I'm even better. So I've been really promoting that more, because I'm like, free groups, whatever, it's a free group, copy and paste. That's so simple and easy. But like my monthly groups is where I pour myself into for everyone. So I have that too. I guess it's just getting them to see the value of a monthly group and, having even the extra support from you.
Yeah.
I think that was it. It was kind of hard for me to read my notes. I don't have my light on, so.
Yeah. You're sitting in the dark.
I am. What about you, Alexandria? How's it going for you?
It's going pretty good. It'll get there.
Yeah.
Waiting for one girl today. She said she'll video call me or video chat, and I'll walk her through getting her Shakeology. And I told her about so I think she's going to do a challenge pack instead.
Yay! That's exciting. I'm excited. I know I need to follow up with someone today, but I've been like MIA all day until this afternoon. I was like, I got to get up and do something. But other than that, that was it. And I'm excited for the rest of this month, as you guys are both on my tea and cup, and we are going to kill it. So, and we'll talk to you guys
feel
soon.
Better.
Thank you. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye.